Hello! Today I'm going to be showing you how you can schedule your imports to Shopify from Google Sheets using the Matrixify app. So let's get started. Here I am in my Google Sheet, and here is the data that I would like to import. So just a little bit about the data itself. So here I have a product sheet with the product title and the price for my product. Then I have an export sheet which contains orders. So this would import 4 orders. And then I have a customers sheet which would import 3 customers. To be able to import the data in this Google spreadsheet, we first need to make sure that this Google spreadsheet is publicly accessible. To do so, click on Share and make sure that anyone with the link has access to this file. This then means that anyone with the link has access to this file. Don't worry though, this doesn't mean that everyone in the world will have access to this Google Sheet. This basically means that anyone with the exact precise link that's copied will have access. Once you've made sure that the link is publicly accessible, go ahead and copy the link and head to the Matrixify app. Here I am now in the Matrixify app, and this is where we're going to be pasting the link that we've just copied. So paste the link in the section here and press upload from URL. You'll then be able to see the file uploading, and here you'll be able to see the sheets from our Google spreadsheet. Just a little bit about what's happening here. So Matrixify will identify the entities that you would like to import by the sheet names. So as you can see here, Matrixify has correctly identified product and correctly identified customers. You'll see that the order sheet that we looked at has been ignored. That is because the sheet name is export. Matrixify cannot identify this, so it has ignored the sheet. If you would like Matrixify to import an entity, then name the sheet the entity that you would like to import. So in my case, that would have been orders. But because I have the sheet name export, it's been ignored. And that's completely okay in this case because I did not want to import orders anyway. Now, if we look at customers, you'll be able to see that this has been correctly identified and the columns have been correctly identified. However, in this case, I also don't want to import customers. I only want to import products from my Google spreadsheet. To not import customers in this case, then, I need to uncheck customers, and you'll see that will also now become ignored. So all in all, I will now only be importing products from my Google spreadsheet, and orders will be ignored because of the sheet name export, and customers will be ignored because I have unchecked that from being imported. Then if we move down to our import options, we can click the option drop down, and here we'll be able to see a bunch of different options we can change for this import. Now, the ones that we're going to be focusing on are the scheduling options. So here you can choose to schedule the import to start on a specific date at a specific time. So for example, I can schedule this import to start 2 days from now on the 11th of November. And I can schedule it to start at a certain time on the 11th of November. I can also set this import to repeat. And I can set it to repeat every minute, hour, day, week, month, year. And then I can set this, so for example, to import every 30 minutes or every 5 minutes. And the really cool thing about this option is that Matrixify will always take the latest version of your Google spreadsheet and import it. So if you can see here, there's the first option from URL, and you'll be able to see it says take import file from URL, and this is the URL to our Google spreadsheet. So what will happen is that when the import repeats, so let's say every 5 minutes, Matrixify will take the Google spreadsheet that is returned from the URL at the time of import. So it even means that you can be editing the file, and every time the import repeats, then the newest version of the file will be imported. Another thing to mention is that when the import does repeat, if you have unchecked sheets, like I have here, I've unchecked customers, when the import repeats again, this will stay unchecked. It won't recheck itself, it will stay unchecked. So you don't have to worry that, for example, customers will be imported with the next repetition of the job. Only products will continue to be imported with each time the job repeats. In my case, I am not going to set my job to repeat though. I am going to schedule it to start in 2 days though, on the 11th, which would be a Tuesday at midnight. And if all looks good, and as it should, you can go ahead and press schedule. Or if you're not scheduling the job, then this button would say import. So you would go ahead and press import. But in my case, as I'm scheduling the job, I'm going to go ahead and press schedule. You'll then be able to see that the job is scheduled. And if I go to my Matrixify homepage, as I am now, I'll be able to see that I have one scheduled job, which is this scheduled job for my Google spreadsheet. Now, as you can see here, the uploaded file is an Excel file. But let's say that you'd like to import the Google spreadsheet as a CSV file. Now, this is really handy if you would like the import results file at the end of the job when the job's completed to be a CSV file as well. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that now. Here I am back in my Google spreadsheet, and this time I'd like to import orders rather than products. This is the order sheet that I would like to import into Shopify using Matrixify, but this time I'd like to import it as a CSV file. To do so, we're going to copy the URL as we previously did before, but this time the URL requires some modifications. Now, to be able to show you how to set up your URL correctly, I have pasted it into my notes. I've also here pasted the 2 instructions that you need to follow for the modifications of this URL. So if we look at the first step, here we need to replace the last part with this part. So now finding that last part here, go ahead and remove that and add this new part. I'll also leave this in the description of this video so that you can easily get to these instructions as well instead of having to manually type them out. So a bit about this part we've added. Here you can see that the sheet that will be imported will be a CSV file. Here you can see an equal sign for the sheet, and this is basically what sheet we'd like to be importing. In my case, as contradictory as it may be, the sheet that we'd like to be importing is called export, as we can see here, as that is the sheet that contains the orders that I would like to import. So I'll go ahead and write export. In your case, you'd write the sheet name that you would like to import into your store. In my case, that just happens to be the sheet export. Then this middle part, outFileName data, this tells the app what data we're importing. Now, by default, this would be products. However, in our case, we're not going to be importing products. We're going to import orders. So we need to tell the app that. So in this case, we're going to change this from data to orders, just so that the app knows that we're importing orders. So all in all, we'll have a CSV file importing orders, and the sheet that contains this is export. Once you've created your URL, go ahead and copy it. Head back to the Matrixify app, head back to the home page and paste the URL here. Then go ahead and press upload from URL. And here you'll be able to see that the uploaded file is an orders CSV file. It's been correctly identified as orders from our sheet that we had in our Google spreadsheet, which was export. And you can then go ahead and change any of the import options. Again, you'll be able to see that the app is taking the data from the URL, and that's the URL that we just created. And the data for this import will always be taken from this sheet here. You can then again go ahead and schedule your import, and the app can also repeat this import however many times you would like, and you can also set how often you'd like this import to recur. But other than that, in my case, I won't be scheduling or repeating, but you can do that if you would like. But if all looks good, and as it should, you can go ahead and press import. And now you'll be able to see that my orders have imported. And that really would be it. Those are the methods and the ways that you can import from your Google spreadsheet into Shopify using the Matrixify app. And we also offer a written tutorial as well on everything that I've just gone over in this video, but in written format. And I'll also leave a link in the description of this video to this written tutorial so that you can get to it easily if you do prefer following a written tutorial rather than a video tutorial. And if you have any questions, queries, or concerns at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We would be more than happy to help. You can reach out to us either via Slack, where we have MyBot, our AI assistant, and they will answer you instantly, and our support team will jump in if necessary. You can also reach us via email at support@matrixify.app. And we also offer an in-app chat with MyBot, which can be found both on our website and the Matrixify app itself. And to get to MyBot, just press on the speech bubble at the bottom of the page. And here you'll be able to start a new conversation with MyBot. And you'll see that MyBot is already asking how they can help. And that really would be it from me today. That is how you can schedule your imports from Shopify to Google Sheets using the Matrixify app.